I've expressed concern about a second Trump term, and I really point to the secret audio tape that came out that had Bannon talking before the election, saying, and he wasn't aware he was being recorded, telling supporters that that Trump was going to stay in office no matter what, and that a second term was going to be off the hook because he never had to go back to the voters again. And I know that in talking, trying to persuade the president to take a particular course, the most important thing to him at that point in the first term was how would it affect him? How would it affect his reelection? And without that factor, then I'm concerned. I have some concerns about the kinds of decisions he would reach.
Bill Barr's message is so insane. He's like, I want to, build the wall, get rid of public education, and do all this crazy far right-wing conservative lunacy. But Donald Trump's gonna destroy democracy if he does it. We need DeSantis or Haley because they'll do all this crazy take America back, be racist stuff, but in a more low-key fashion, and they won't destroy democracy. Like, I think Bill Barr, like, he can go kick rocks and everything. But yeah, like, let's also listen to the rest of what Bill Barr's saying, which is this man will destroy democracy. And I know this because I've worked with him for 4 years, and literally everyone that has worked with him has said awful things about him and had no problem testifying against him. Oh my God.
Donald Trump really enjoying the fact that people associate his returning to the White House with revenge, possibly because that's explicitly what he has said this is going to be about. And on the other hand, if you're Joe Biden or the Biden campaign, you probably don't love seeing the word nothing, the first thing that comes to mind for voters.
No, on the eve of an election year, nothing is a tough word to see at the center of your word cloud. But at least President Biden's team didn't then post that on social media, unlike what Donald Trump did. And this is a man, Susan, who has flat out told his supporters, I will be your retribution. He and his aides talk about how he will get revenge on his political foes, crossing all kinds of lines of norms and democratic values to do so. And I guess when he says something, we should just believe him. And if we believe him, that's pretty scary stuff.
I really hope Biden just stops fumbling the bag on this whole Israel-Palestine thing. I mean, Trump has basically said outright that he will just be an authoritarian dictator. I mean, he's basically said it. And if this were 6 months ago, people would go, oh, wow, all right. But now that he said it in the midst of a genocide, people are just so consumed with the genocide, rightfully so. It's and with the awful way that that's being handled, and Trump has so much cover to do this. He is like straight up and down saying, "Hey, I'm going to get revenge on my enemies. I'm going to just do fascism," right? And we're back to 2016 where people are just like, well, he's not really going to do a fascism. I mean, what's the difference at this point? I mean, come on now. I mean, both parties same. I don't really study the nuances of what's going on in Washington or policy or anything like that. Both parties same. I say this, I sound very smart. Whew. Oh my God, 2024. It's going to be a terrifying year.